People often ask me, how do you travel so much and why do you always take your wife with you? I believe they think that we're kind of stuck at the hip and can't do anything without the other. It's just the opposite. We have a lot of fun together. It's really our specialty. We make it look easy, but it does take effort, sacrifice, and commitment not to break up over stupid stuff. Here are the 5 things I've learned about traveling with my spouse that keeps our marriage alive. If you find this content helpful, please subscribe. According to my YouTube metrics, 90% of my viewers are not subscribers. You can help this channel be successful by hitting the like button, subscribing, and leaving a comment. If you missed something, don't worry. I'll give you a recap at the end. Let's get to it. Number 1, be open to fresh ideas. When random ideas or random advice comes your way from your partner, take it as a chance to level up. No need to argue, just see where it takes you. My wife and I use a checklist when we're packing for a trip. I bought a pad of this checklist because we used to arrive somewhere and realize we'd forgotten something and then have to buy it again. That sucks. I realized the checklist was unsolicited advice from my wife because she didn't ask for it. Well, because she accepted my advice, I accepted hers. For example, I now use a cell phone protector when I go fishing, which seals my phone in a plastic bag. It does work, and it definitely keeps my phone dry since I'm around a lot of water. On my last trip to Corpus Christi last month, I happened to get doused with water, and my phone being in my pocket, unprotected, got wet and shut down. On our most recent trip, I carried a bag of cough drops that she brought for me, which came in handy because I started coughing the day before with no warning. It turned out that I had a cold even though I wasn't around anybody the previous week that appeared to have any symptoms. Taking your partner's unsolicited advice really keeps the peace. It may feel like eating crow, that is, chewing on something that tastes like crap, but in the long run, it evens out and both partners benefit more than they'll ever admit. Number 2, roll with the punches. Disagreements happen, but they're not the end of the world. Flex your resilience muscles and keep the good times flowing. Traveling together is supposed to be fun, right? Well, at least that's what we dream it will be, even though we know it's going to be a slog because at times, two different people have two different mindsets and ideas of what makes a good travel together good. It's hard because no one wants to give up their idea of a good time, even though it could be totally different than the other person's idea of a good time. When disagreements happen, do your best not to become angry and be a you know what. Don't get surly or sullen. Just roll with the punches because eventually it'll be a case of the shoe on the other foot, at which time you'll want your partner to go along with you. Luckily, both me and my wife love craft beer. So we can always find common ground by finding a craft brewery or a place that serves IPAs. We also love certain foods in common, like sushi and pizza. So when things go downhill, I can pull those cards out of my hip pocket and we have a winner. On our recent trip to Cabo, St. Lucas, we found a brewery that specialized in pizza. Man, that got us on the right track. At that time, we really were already on the right track. Who's going to turn down a craft IPA and a pizza in Cabo? Number 2, right on time. Number 3, dig your partner's quirks. Ever notice how your partner finds joy in the weirdest stuff? Embrace it. Celebrate their unique vibe and dive into the fun together. Imagine what it would be like being married to Melissa Carthy or Kevin Hart. Answer that question and you have discovered my life. My wife is a constant comedian, and she talks to everybody she comes in contact with everywhere. It's like walking around in the sunshine when you sometimes prefer a little quiet cloudiness. Everybody loves her, and she can make a room come alive. But for me, it's a quirk because sometimes I just want to chill with her and not everybody else in the room. What is my quirk, you ask? She says, I don't see the world realistically and give people much more credit than they deserve. For example, I people watch without commentary because I realize people looking at me as a random person and it's just a sport for them. That bums her out because she likes to watch people and add commentary. But I realize she can't be me and I can't be her. Here's the point. Appreciate your partner and their uniqueness and let them be free, and maybe they'll do the same for you. Number four, me time boosts your bond or we time. Taking solo adventures on a vacay is totally cool. It shows you're both growing and becoming even more awesome together. This may be the scariest ingredient of the whole 5 steps. The most important thing you might do when traveling together is to go your separate ways for a few hours. That means for us, I can go fishing in the ocean and my wife can go shopping or looking for clothes or fabrics because she likes to sew. Sometimes my wife doesn't want to do anything except stay in the room and watch TV or something she downloaded on her Kindle. That doesn't always work for me because I'm away and I want to take advantage of all the special stuff at the location, especially if there's water around. Being apart for a few hours gives you a chance to recollect yourself without the stress or pressure of constantly performing or compromising when you're together. Once we reconnect, we share what we did separately, then head out into something together. The thing here is not to get bogged down with expectations that you must be together every waking minute you're away. Accept time apart as a natural part of the relationship. That doesn't mean you don't like each other or are getting on each other's nerves. Nothing like that. It means you're humans who appreciate some alone time, which can boost your bond when you get back to your shared space. All right, we're getting to the end, so hang in there. Number five, team up for epic chats. Stay together during your adventures and deepen your connection. It's not just about having fun, it's about building a bond that lasts. The thing I concentrate on when I travel with my spouse is creating new experiences. It may be fun or a unique outing, but the most important thing is making an experience that we can remember and deepen our connection. Already this year, we've been to Washington State for some steelhead fishing, Paris during Valentine's Day, Corpus Christi and South Padre Island for fun in the sun, Albuquerque and Santa Fe, New Mexico, and just recently, Cabo San Lucas in Mexico. For sure, going to France was a big deal and took a lot of preparation and travel time. We made the most of it. While in New Mexico, we got on the Margarita Trail in Santa Fe. We discovered the coolest outdoor bar and distillery called Tumbleroot. Our table was near the bar, so we ended up talking to tons of people. One couple turned us on to another spot called the Mystic, which was also fantastic. The main thing was creating a common experience we would not forget. Don't for a minute think that we didn't have moments of arguing and sitting there in silence looking at each other. But 90% of the time, we got along just fine and we enjoyed our time amongst the French. We learned to create interesting conversation when there's only two of us around or if we're with others. You're only limited by your imagination to have things to talk about. We talk about spirituality a lot because I'm a minister, but we also talk about our past histories, which my wife enjoys talking about her parents. So you're not limited. You can talk about politics. You can talk about your kids. You can talk about your friends. You can talk about what's going on in the country, around the world, the wars, Trump, Biden. Don't let me get started on those two. Your state, where you used to live, your dreams, all this is good, great stuff for epic conversations. That's it for this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button now. Leave a comment or a like. That will help the channel grow and help this content get spread to others who are looking for it. Now here's a recap I promise you. There are 5 things to survive traveling with your partner. Number 1, be open to fresh ideas. Number 2, roll with the punches. 3, dig your partner's quirks. 4, me time boosts your we time. And 5, team up for epic chats. That's it, folks. Click subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.